enthusiasm. I've got a job for you if you're looking to keep busy. Here are the details.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Soul Talk, where we talk to our students and members of the community. Today is, March 7th? And happy Women's History Month. Happy Women's History Month for all you women out there. How are you doing today, Kalrati?
Well, I am doing fantastic, actually. I've been enjoying some Star Citizen, but also I've been playing some Death Stranding. I got it from a friend, so I've been indulging in that. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I've been playing not a new racing game. It's called Asphalt 9, but I'm playing it on both mobile and my PC.
Okay, I didn't know they had an Asphalt 9. I remember playing Asphalt 7 and 8 on mobile.
Asphalt 9 has been around for, I want to say 7 years. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I have some catching up to do.
And thank you for the subscription, Nomad1701. And I'm late on the occasion for Captain Serious Fun. Thank you. And thank you for the 2,000 bits from Captain Serious Fun. Appreciate it. As you can see, I've been remiss. I finally added the March subscriber goal on Soul Talk. Been meaning to do it for 2 years, or 3 years. I keep on forgetting about it, but it's finally added. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. How's everybody doing in chat? Say how are you doing? Let me know. Make some noise.
Okay, we got a party going on here.
Yeah. I'm in a good mood. I'm not sure why. I'm me. I'm high on life.
Well, hey, and plus we got some really cool stuff that we have to talk about today. So
that is true. We've got some cool stuff to talk about. But yes, greetings. I'm your host, fastcart FC, and joined by Kalrati. We already introduced ourselves. I watched The Brother's Son on Netflix, and I liked it. It has Michelle Yeoh, and she is always excellent. In the middle of the live-action Avatar TV show, not with blue people, the adaptation of the Nickelodeon show. I made you laugh with my jokes. See, this is what happens when you don't ban me.
For now, but hey, without spoiling anything, what do you think about it so far? Because I watched the entire thing, and yeah, I mean, so I want to hear from you. What do you?
I'm in the middle of it. So I only watched maybe 1 or 2 episodes of the original cartoon.
Yeah.
And I did watch the movie, but we don't talk about the movie. And we're doing ad breaks. I thought Griffin was going to turn that off, but evidently we have an ad break, so we'll take a pause when that comes up. What was I going to say? Without spoiling anything, I like it so far. It's made for kids, and it's obvious it's made for kids, so there's that. Very upbeat. It's very. If you watch something like dark and gritty and downturn, this is a great episode to follow up with. A great series to follow up with afterwards, because it raises you up. That's my opinion.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm pretty much on the same wavelength. Because I mean, like you, a lot of us have been really looking forward to this. I remember I was in high school, middle school when the animated version came out. So I was really, really looking forward to seeing a proper. I mean, I know it's hard to do live actions. They're a bit finicky, but I think for this one, they've done a good job. Some persons don't really like it, some persons do like it. I'm more so in the middle, and yeah, I actually really enjoyed. Really enjoyed it so far. Well, holistically.
So I'm gonna ask a favor if anyone is in chat and not a subscriber, let me know when the ad kicks in, because I'm pretty sure it didn't kick in this time, but let me know when it does, because I'm a subscriber. So yeah, let me change a tab real quick so that I can keep track of that myself, because I'm in moderator's thing right now. So citizen Twitch. All right, hopefully that'll let me know when it comes up. All right, so anyway, like I said, I'm in my little avatar. Oh, we're on the ad break right now.
Oh, speaking of which,
we're on the ad break right now. So thank you very.
The coincidence about that is that on Sunday, just to see how it went, I actually went into like incognito, so my account wasn't logged in, and I still wasn't getting the ad break. So I don't know what's up with Twitch with respect.
You have an ad blocker?
Oh yeah, I'm using Brave. So
see.
Hint, hint, people. Hint, hint. Okay, now I realize why.
Yep. So we have like a minute and 20 seconds before it's in. But what are you watching these days?
Oh man, so it's also ironic that you mentioned Dark, because I started watching Dark again. For those who don't know what that show is about, I can't spoil it, but it's a show on Netflix. And it's a really interesting show. I remember starting it some years back, not a lot of years, but about 2 or 3 years ago. But I didn't really follow up on season 3 or 4. So I decided, you know what? Let me actually start from the beginning, because I can't remember everything. And I'm hoping to actually complete it entirely.
So is it like dystopian, fantasy, futuristic? What is it?
A mixture of dystopian and futuristic kind. I guess you could say it's set in the modern world, like how it is right now. But the concepts with respect to what Dark is about, it's essentially pretty. Okay, let me just Google it to find out if I can use some keywords.
Well, while you're doing that,
over.
So
okay, cool.
So we're back. Hopefully we're back. We got like 2 seconds, but yeah, we're back. As opposed to reading, I seem to be overloading myself on anime this week. So, but nothing really stands out to me to recommend. So I don't have any recommendations, but I am trying to catch up on my anime.
I recommend Solo Leveling. A friend of mine, he read the manhwa.
That is a good one. Yes, you're correct. That's a good one. Solo Leveling is a good one. And it had one of my favorite composers, Sawano Hiroyuki, from way back in Guilty Crown and Gundam Unicorn and a whole bunch of other stuff. I really like his stuff.
Sweet. Excellent.
All right, so let me do my thing, and then we can get on with the show. So let me part of getting to character here and find my motivation. Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Meow. That's it.
What?
Meow. I'm going to drag people in.
Yes. Oh, here we go.
Guys, help us out here.
Oh.
Hey, man, we're joined by DickFat32. I was thinking about you the other day, man.
Yo.
Hey, I appreciate you thinking about it. I thought everybody in the industry forgot about you, boy.
No, we still think about you. And joined by Fist Face and Potten Face. So when I say meow, what could that be from?
Meow. What could it be from?
Whoa.
That's a lot of things, though, Fastcart.
That's like...
that could be from my neighbor's cat, from outside. I mean, like,
that's a good guess.
It could be from the... What's
that
meow
mix? Meow mix. That could be like a cat.
Let me give you a hint.
Is it the Shion's bird?
It's the 20th anniversary of this movie.
Oh, crap.
What? 20th anniversary of a movie. I think you done stumped your boys.
Catwoman with Halle Berry.
Got it.
Oh
boy! Because it is Women's Month. That's right.
Exactly.
I was meow on that.
I was thinking Pokemon because Meow says meow. That's right. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little too young for that.
With Pokemon, it'll be.
Wait, you too young? Ain't nobody too young for Halle Berry now.
we won't get into that. We won't get into that.
Oh, boy.
I mean, this is Women's History Month, so let's not do that. But yes, Catwoman, 2004, the 20th anniversary of that movie this year. So yeah. Which was worse, fastcart jokes or the movie? Toss up, really? I think.
Yeah,
That's a good question.
Toss
I
up.
forgot how much I love fastcart, man.
We love you too, man. We love you too.
Hold on for a second, Dig. I forgot to tell you in the green room, we don't do that here. We don't want to do it.
Yeah, we don't want to encourage him here.
We don't
Too
want to
late.
encourage fast
My
cars
ego
on
had
the
been
show.
fed and is inflating. So thank you very much for that. All right, so let's get started with this show. I'm going to sneak peek, and it should be on the screen. Yep. So
Okay.
the sneak peek for this week, or last week rather, Friday, landing gear deployed. So people know what that is.
Yeah, I think
is that
the butt end of the Zeus?
I didn't know the Jews. What is it?
I was thinking it was a hanger.
The back door.
that too, but no,
Well, yeah, the
but
hanger is
Jews.
actually white box too, though. No,
Oh.
you do
yeah,
that just
that's
have a
true.
point.
That is
Yeah, they
true.
both are.
Oh,
I didn't notice.
that. Yeah, me too, Kalrati.
Damn,
I-
I did. I did
Am
not
I-
see that though.
Am I
Nah.
wrong? That is the Zeus, right?
Yeah, that's the Jews, but we
Yeah.
don't know which
Yeah.
one. But that's the Jews. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know which one.
Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't think about that though, Dig. I mean, yeah, you're right. I didn't think
And we're
about the
going by
hanger
Admiral
part.
Kusanagi.
Okay.
You have any
Yeah.
investigative reporting for the screenshot? This sneak peek.
I think it's the Ares, but where's the if it is a white box for the hanger, where's that little giant hole in the floor?
The Aries.
Well, you get the Aries
No, not the
from.
Aries, the other one, the other one.
Aries.
The
called?
Jews. You said
The
Jews.
Zeus.
He knows
Zeus.
this.
Oh, I was getting
I'm a
ready
little
to say, I'm like,
confused.
wait, the
I'm-
Aries
I
already
got
out.
issues going on.
Yeah,
right? now, so I'm
right?
a little confused.
Got you.
But where's the little line in the floor we were talking about last week?
This is a different hanger, obviously. They're not all the same
Obviously.
hangers. They're not all the same hangers.
All right. Well, it's just interesting that okay. So by that they're going to make different.
Kusanagi,
these
not all
different
hangers look alike, man.
Oh, wow.
This one is
I
white.
guess I was
Another
stating
one
already.
could be black. You know,
That white box looks so blue. It makes it look a little cartoony. It looks like Gundam a little bit, like Gundam kind of color palette.
I get you.
Yeah, look anime. I see what you mean.
I mean, we have our first Gundam, right? That's what's that tank? So this is just simply the second one.
All right, so like a landing gear deployed.
Shout out to Kalrati for being in a ridiculous conversation with me for hours about nothing.
How long were we at? It was like almost an hour.
Dude, it was like good clean 2-3 hours.
This is what happens.
Is there a way I can add my beautiful face? Y'all got the pictures in here. I feel jealous, man.
Oh snap!
Dig that want to be a special guest on the show now?
Yeah, he went to
Hey,
show
well,
his
we
VCD.
Yeah,
have
man,
an opening
you
on,
give me
on
an
Sunday,
inch.
but talk good about that. All right, so up next we have the jump point. I don't know why it didn't load. I hope I loaded these things, but yeah. So jump point came out last Friday. Jump point now available. Issue 1201. Meet the Game Master. Attention subscribers. The February 2024 issue of Jump Point is now available for new subscribers in the subscriber section of your account. This issue gives in-depth look at how the F8C Darkwater event came to be, and the virtual tour of the iconic Aegis Idris, behind the scenes look at the development of the Getek Shulin, and the in-fiction history lesson about the influence head on the game. If you're on a subscriber, go to the Play Store now. I downloaded the PDF, the jump point. I skimmed through it because I'm really interested in the F8C stuff, but I got to go back and like really read through it because I mostly skimmed through it. So anyone else check this out? The jump point.
Let's see. Yeah, there was some interesting info. Would you mind scrolling up a bit? Because there was something in the middle of that was really interesting.
That part?
Or not? Okay. I'm thinking a month of the
monthly report.
Monthly report.
Oh, the monthly report. Yeah. We'll get to that in a moment. Well, not in a moment. We'll get to that in a bit. There was no SCO last week, but there is a SCO next week, and you can. Well, we'll get to the thread in a bit, but yeah, you can go to the thread and upvote the questions that you like. But speaking of this week on Star Citizen, doing the 5-hour.
Ask the question.
Go ahead.
No, it was the F. What is that? The F8C.
The F8C, yeah.
Yeah. Kalrati.
Well,
what is that? And this is what? Dark water. What is
I think
that?
I think that's just the paint. Is it? Or if someone can correct us in chat.
Okay. I thought it
They
was
called it a
like
Dark Water event. I guess that's the name of the event. I don't know.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's the name of the, yeah. So it was the golden tickets and platinum tickets and such. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember them calling it Dark Water.
Yeah, me neither.
That's the part that confused me. Dark water.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That-
that movie Dark
that-
Water.
Evidently,
Ooh,
that
whole
was the name
different
of the event, but they didn't advertise it.
Okay.
All right. So yeah. This week in Star Citizen, during a 5-hour playtest, we encountered only one server crash, and despite a hiccup on Pyro's side of the sword, Stanton, which had been running on the same side, continued seamlessly without any disruption. Even more encouraging is the swift recovery as Pyro bounced back in just over 2 minutes. So that's the playtest. Kalrati, you were part of that, right?
Yeah. So I should preface it by saying that it did bounce back in about 2 minutes because just to set everyone's expectations. It was still definitely a major improvement compared to the server crash recovery from before, which was around the lines of, I think, the fastest in the previous test that other people, non-EVO would have gotten access to would have been approximately 5 minutes. Stanton, if I recall, had a max population of 50. So they were kind of sharing that population size across the shard. So Stanton would have had 50, Pyro would have had 50, if I recall. I don't entirely remember, but at least it didn't really have a very large population set. So as a result, not a lot of activity was occurring in these systems. So when it did crash, it would have obviously taken a lot less time to recover. But hey, one of the good things is that to take away from it, just like they said, is one star system, which had been Pyro, would have stayed the same, while Stanton would have, would have recovered, would have taken some time to recover. So it was still, an improvement, and I'm really curious to see how things are going to go in the next test that they're going to be talking about.
Hopefully it'll go well, but you never know. Scrolling down, we got what's coming up this week. We're going to get to the Comlink, the newsletter, subscriber, and the March update. Wednesday had the roadmap, we get to that in a moment. And Thursday, IRC, we get to that in a bit. And Friday, we have tomorrow on the follow-up Q&A on the Master Mode episode of Star Citizen from a few weeks ago. And, just to let people know, I am renaming Master Mode to Emancipation Mode. Okay, Emancipation Mode is what it's going to be called from now on.
I am mishearing that.
So hold up. So what you saying? Give us free?
Yeah. Right. And yo, welcome to the stream.
Hey,
thank you all
Thank you
for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. We're going on what's going on this week in Star Citizen, literally, and we're going to have ISC in a bit. So stay tuned. And you want to hop in and talk with us? Click the link below and hop in and chat with us. So yeah. They are gathering questions. We'll post that link in a bit, but tomorrow 8 a.m. Pacific, that's 11 a.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. UTC, so check that out. And you got the rest of what's going on this week in Star Citizen. And you had the MVP, the Crux Cup 2954 from EchoBit. This year's Crux Cup is underway, but they're still watching the incredible Crux Cup trailer over and over again. Also, where can I sign up for Reclaim Racing? As a matter of fact, at the end of this episode, we are doing we're showing the Crux Cup. So, yeah. As a matter of fact, this is the link for the Crux Cup. So, yes, if you want to, you can upload it. I'm going to do that right now. It's a pretty good trailer. I tried to do it. Did it work? Something's happening, but hopefully it'll work. But yeah, the Pacific Universe Community Ship Racing, like I said, we'll check that at the end of the episode. Looking for question, master mode, or matchmaking mode, matchmaking mode. Hi everyone, if we can Star Citizen is following up on a recent Inside Star Citizen episode. We got vehicle team ready for answer your question. And we decided 8 a.m. Pacific and so on. And so, it's pretty late to get in your questions if you had something new to say. But if you want, you can upvote the questions that are already up there. So I recommend you do that if you have a question that you want to be asked. Alright, so up next we have subscriber promotions. Yes. March 2024. A whole bunch of people may like this, some people might not. I'm not really a drinker, even in game, but yeah, so 2954, Temp 8 Tankard features a clover motif, an antique finish. Disputer and brass tankard is perfect for making traditional Stellar Fortuna toast to Temp 8. Current Centurion subscribers get this part of the subscription. Then you have the Gemini C54 Luckbringer SMG submachine gun. The C54 fires 10 millimeter round on full auto to provide maximum support and target saturation. This green and gray Luckbringer edition, released in $14 in 2054, is a great way to get luck on your side. Current Imperative get this item and above and the above Centurion levels item with that subscription. And then you have the Luck Flavor Tankard. This is available only in the subscription store, so you have to buy this one. Or you can go scroll down the page and buy it too. You also have the Luckbringer Pistol, and this is also available in the subscription store if you like the green and the gray color scheme. So go ahead and look at these. We got the Tankard for $4. You got the Luckbringer SMG for $6. Got the Luck Flavor Tankard for $4 and the Luckbringer Pistol for $6. So all to support the project. If you're not a subscriber, you can, if you subscribe by March 11th, you have 4 days. You can put these up and previous players going back to 2014. Oh yeah, March 11th. And you also have Vehicle of the Month. You have the Cyclone MT for $75. And the Mercury, or you can't call it store runner, just the Mercury now, $260 US. Go ahead.
The Cyclone is more money than the Aurora package?
Yeah.
GG.
Yo, they actually took the Star Runner off the Mercury, or what's going on with that?
Yeah, that's been like a couple of years. They decided to shorten the name. All the Crusader ships, you know how to call the Hercules and the Star Runner and all that. They're just naming it the M2 and A2 and taking off the other name, or the Hercules.
What? Yeah. Did they take off the Genesis Starliner name?
It's called the Genesis now.
Oh,
officially. So okay, the Mercury Star Runner. The Star Runner is a chassis. So they took it off because it's going to be. It's kind of like the Atlas chassis for the Spartan and the Ballista. So I'm assuming they're going to come out with different variants of the Star Runner. What those be, we have I have no idea.
Oh, okay. So I'm saying so. Basically, the Mercury is a base.
The Mercury itself is the Intel one. It's got all the computers and stuff like that. The funky little chair in there. I mean, you don't need that for cargo.
Data runner.
That's your thing. Yeah, it's a data runner.
Yeah.
So maybe there'll be a medical version. We don't know.
Yeah, maybe they'll get a freaking side door eventually.
Let's exit out.
Side door runner. There you go.
Side door runner. Yeah. So yeah, and also the Cyclone MT had additional insurance. It'll be 12 months insurance. That is the normal 3 or 6 months. And that's for the Centurion and the Imperative subscribers get the Mercury and the Turbo Cyclone with 24 months, so 2 years of insurance. So yeah, if you're a subscriber, you go check those out. You have a whole bunch of merchandise discount, subscriber store, and what have you. So I'm still a subscriber from the Christmas event. They gave us $5 off for 3 months. So I think this is my last one. if I have to re-up or just let it go. But we'll see. How are you? Are you a subscriber?
On and off. So I tend to subscribe just to like mask my pledge to Star Citizen. It's a lot easier than telling the madam then, hey, I'm spending $200.
He in a Star Citizen Witness Protection Program.
So right now I'm not a subscriber, but I'm still looking out, still waiting to see when to probably resubscribe.
Yeah, this is the first time I've subscribed in like 18 months, but I did a 3-month thing. So yeah, typically I subscribe during the CitizenCon and Invictus, those special events, because they have different flares that I like. But yeah. All right, so yes, that is the subscription, subscriber promotion for this month. Speaking of the subscribers promotion, there was a thread. Tankers asked about the temp fate tanker showing up in the hangar, and Jake Acapella responded with spoilers. It's this month's subscriber flare. The rollout was started this morning, but they'll get the post out later today, and that's why some people may have noticed that they got a free tanker in their hangar before they announced it. But yeah, that happened. Up next, we have the Pew monthly report. I did not get a chance to go through this. Anyone get a chance?
Yeah, I read it.
Now, anything stood out to you?
Yeah, it was two things. I mean, when they talked about the AI features, I was trying to wrap my head around what they were talking about as far as like, but then I realized what they're saying is that they're basically trying to, from what I gathered, they're trying to make sure that, as you like for AI, and I think as well as players, sort of way that like objects are when they're moving across the terrain, that it's much smoother and fluid. I think also for like AI, I think they talked about something where referenced about how the way they'll be able to path the trolleys. Right, they'll be able to do their thing too, so it'll look more fluid. They talked about, and they also talked about the core gameplay stuff that they added. Not to go through everything. He's right there. Just it's a big thing. That's why I said I'm not gonna name everything. You know what I mean? But just some of the core gameplay stuff that was pretty cool that they, went through and fixed some bugs and stuff, player interaction, master modes, all that other stuff.
Emancipation mode. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. All right. My bad.
Anyone else?
Yeah, basically, yeah, same thing.
So I've got a question for you guys, because at the very top, when they talk about AI features, they tend to go a little bit more in depth versus what they're saying, where they're saying, at the very, very top, further details will be revealed in the run-up to release. So what I'm thinking is that this is super wild, may not even be possible, but I'm thinking is they may actually release the first version of Fauna, right? But what do you guys think this first iteration? Yeah. What do you guys like? What else could there be as the first iteration that could be planned for 3.23?
Space whales. No, I'm kidding. Fauna, that makes sense.
323. I mean, okay. See, the thing about it though, right? Well, let me ask you a question. You should say the question again and clarify. So I'm trying to make sure for fun.
So what do you think could that first iteration be? Like what kind of feature?
What kind of features? Only problem is I kind of look at, I mean, just having animals walk around. Yeah, that's cool, but then it'll get boring real quick. So I kind of would, for me, I'm kind of like to answer the question in a sense, like I would hope that there'd be a gameplay behind it. Because for me, I would love to be able to do some agriculture with them. But I know that then starts a gameplay of where, homesteads. We don't have that yet. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Pops.
I don't think it would come in, Fauna would come in with gameplay, because I would think they would want to test it moving
Yeah, that's true.
around.
I agree. Yeah.
You know what I'm.
So
It's basic activity. Then later on, we'll get.
Yeah.
So what
Only
would be
thing
the
is,
fauna
though-
version of standing on chairs or T-posing? That's my question.
It's gonna stand on
I was
trees.
just thinking the same thing. I would.
You have no
the
trees for them to stand
same
on.
exact thing.
But,
Yeah.
but then what happens is though, right? Because you know how players are. Like if you see the space cow out there, space cow gonna be basically mowed down. They just gonna be
It is gonna go over the
Well,
No,
shoes, that's all.
I want to know, can you tip the cow?
oh,
Tip
boy,
the
here we
cow
go.
over.
There it is.
Cow tipping. Space cow
Yeah.
tipping.
Ah,
Now,
Man,
see,
y'all
I-
getting reported to PETA as we speak.
Space
because
Peter.
I'm wondering if you get a crime stat for shooting a cow.
that's a
But,
good question.
Oh,
No, that is a real good question.
It depends on who owns the cow, maybe. If the cow is
Yeah.
owned by somebody,
I mean,
I would guess
that'd be
so. If
something
it's
like-
not owned.
Every
So-
time you get like a level 5.
automatically.
I know this is silly, but what if you just go to somebody else's cow and milk it? Will you get in trouble?
wow.
I am
That'll be
leaving
classified
that
under-
one
under trespassing.
alone. You know better, Pops, especially with me around. That's an after-dark conversation. I'll get back to you later.
Okay.
You
All
pay
right, so yeah,
absorb
that
it
is
in the mouth for this
disgusting.
cow, and indeed, this is the right cow.
Mhm.
That is the Citizen Monthly Report for February 2024. So check that out.
Can I say one more thing about the cows?
That cow.
Will we get chocolate milk and vanilla?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Depends.
all right.
It obviously
You know
depends on the
what?
race of the
The
cow.
Neapolitan
FC?
cows.
You know what, FC?
Sorry.
This is your doing. This is your doing.
I'm not complaining. I'm going to take it one step further. I'm hoping for strawberry milk.
See, DZ's right. See, then we have to
Well,
say in the he needs some milk.
Well, gentlemen, you had my curiosity. Now you have my attention.
Yeah.
I
So like
shouldn't have
milk.
asked this question.
Kalrati, you are outnumbered.
Will we get
Kalrati is
the milk with the little
outnumbered.
bulbas in it? But it's not really bulbas. It's kind of like something else.
Yeah, that cow got
Okay.
that Periwinkle blue milk.
I'm leaving it alone.
Moving on, we had the 322 Test Universe champions, and I'm disappointed I didn't see anyone named I recognized in this one. But before any updates on Star Citizen hit the live service that undergoes rigorous set of testing phases in Public Test Universe, or PTU for short. The most egregious of bugs and issues are smashed throughout these phases thanks to the real hard work. And I'm not going to read the rest of it, but they give our sincerest thanks to everyone on this page, everyone who logged in and made a meaningful impact on the development of Star Citizen. That does not include me. If you're looking for more ways to get involved, make sure you check out the testing section of Spectrum and keep an eye out for the future PTU announcement. So I'm just going to go through these. In frequent consumption, these players had the highest average salvage between all ships during PTU phases and will receive an Argo Raft. So you got Cosmic D. No, I'm not going to go to that. CRL Separate and Zulu Tree.
Boy.
And I can't contain the enthusiasm. These players bought and sold the most amount of the newly added carryable cargo containers during this open PTU phases and will receive a Miss Freelancer Mac. So they got JKM 3912, Gestal, and Penta. Dwelling in the dilapidated, these players spent the most amount of time on foot at the newly added Jolic settlement during the open PT phases and received a Crusader Mercury. Oh, they called it a Star Runner. There you go.
Probably a typo.
They called it a Star Runner. But it says Beam It Up. Love that name. Nico 1997. Hedge 97383.
What does beam it up mean?
What?
What does
Beam
beam
it
Probably
up?
from
it
Star
up mean?
Trek.
Star Trek.
Like beam me up, yeah.
Star
so
Trek.
they're probably
Beam Me
like,
Up Scotty.
yeah.
Yeah. Downrangers. I'm so old. These players had so many FPS weapons from the in-game shots with AUC during the open PTU that they had to restock and will receive a C1 Spirit. Nice. Lux 10. Yeah, Lux 10. Okay. Catharsis and Adrahill. Next up, we have Skill Issues Mastered. These players spent the most amount of time in Master Mode and Masturbation Mode, game mode during the PTU phases, and we will receive a RSI constellation Andromeda, Tatsumo, Hadala, and Harlock. Praise Appraiser. These players most closely match the severity rating of the issue council report or contribution and to the eventual community severity, and will receive an Origin 400i, McCracken, Commodore X, and Ice Wave. Sources Forces. These players had the most issue council contribution to fixed issues that had comments and evidence, and will receive an Alpora Soundtrack Guide. Lord Requiem 14, Hapless Wonder, and Mad Flash? Oh, Mad Flow 27. Mad Flow 27.
No, Hapless.
I'm trying to read Leap Speak at the same time. The refreshment. These players most consistently updated the issue contribution and will receive an Anvil F7C M Super Hornet. Earth. Welcome to Earth. Sam Sonoda, Cuba Q, and Council Confirmed.
Why do they have the whatchamacallit up there though?
What?
Why do they have the Talon?
I don't know.
Oh, it's actually the picture first and then the comment.
Okay, got you.
Council confirmed these players had the highest amount and ratio contribution they created that were confirmed by the community and will receive an Asteria Talent Strike. Aku Boy Yasa, Nurseman, and Tal Adro. Duplication Nation. Gonna scroll down a bit. These players most accurately labeled the issue council report as duplicate and will receive a Gatak Human. The Northern, Overkill, the only one, and Sheep Just Got Real. I love that last name. I love that last name.
Creativity of some of these names.
I want to add that name to my friend list. So I got a question. Kalrati, why is your name not on here?
Listen, I whatever. I did recognize two evil names, so congrats, girl and guy. Hapless Wonder and Tel Adro. Good job, you made us proud.
All right.
You just got real. Oh my God, you must be a fun person to hang around. Next up we had the Roadmap Roundup. Every 2 weeks they did a roundup, and we cover this every other week, except for January. But that's a whole other story. But notable changes for March 6, 2024 release view. The following cards have been added to release view targeting 323 release window. Let me scroll up. Image upscaling, implementing support for GPU scaling, including DLSS, FSR, and an in-house TSR solution. Volumetric cloud update, updating volumetric cloud technology to improve overall visual quality, including the addition of both volumetric shadows as well as the implementation of ground fog. And that's it for this week. So, any thoughts about that?
Image scaling, that actually piqued my interest for DLSS and FSR. So I'm trying to really see how that, helps out, because I know I've seen that obviously in other games, and it really works well, as far as image scaling your stuff up and being able to also, give you a performance boost, especially for like higher resolution. So that's a definite right there.
Yeah. More frames per second.
FPS, yes, sir.
So
go ahead.
I actually thought that they were going to implement Vulkan first and then follow it up with the image upscaling. At least that's what Ali Brown I remember saying from the CitizenCon. But we know that they don't need to, because, for example, Frontier, when they released FSR, they didn't implement Vulkan. But I guess it's not necessarily a recommendation, so they can always implement these upscaling techniques first and then follow it up with Vulkan, which they're making some really good progress with from the monthly report too. So,
Kalrati, I briefly read about the Vulkan. Is it when it was saying a go, no go? Do you know if it's a go or no go?
No, we don't know yet.
That is a feature thread. Hold on. Okay. Let me bring it up real quick because we have it. Gotta find the right tab. There it is. Okay, well, no, but this one. Vulcan no go 323. Since you mentioned it, this was originally posted last week, but they continued posting it from this week. So Ben Perry said, fundamentally, the decision was that we needed to move to one of the current gen of graphics API, be that Vulkan or D3, D12, or Metal, but we're not on Mac. Vulkan is theoretically faster than D3, D11, Direct3D 11, sorry, because it moves a lot of stuff that happened by magic and D3 and Direct3D 11 out of the realm of magic, excuse me, and make it the developer's problem. So the initial stage of a Vulkan port most likely runs slower and has more broken features, but the performance work is more able to address the root cause of a problem rather than having to work around a load of stuff in a black box. Besides the performance, though, these are features that are most notably ray tracing that aren't available in Direct3D 11, so we needed the upgrade. As to why we're not doing a Direct3D 12 mode as well is a question of whether there's a benefit for doing it. Direct3D 12 is very different from Direct3D 11, arguably closer to Vulkan. So there's not a straightforward upgrade path from our Direct3D 11 code. We have people who could write the Direct3D 12 backend from scratch, but they're already writing the Vulkan backend. And the next one is the same thread, but a different post, just from Ben Perry again. While there's a functional Direct3D code, or we're talking about the Direct3D 9, basically, pointing about the DX9 stuff hanging around the client still. While there's no functional Direct3D 9 code still in the engine, to my knowledge, to their knowledge. They have an annoying thing where the folder will have to be named Render Direct3D 9 or something. And the disruption that was caused by changing the name outweighs the satisfaction of not having so many names anymore. So, they're still working on it, but I don't know about 323. From what they're saying here, it seems not as likely, so I wouldn't expect it. Did I answer your question or no?
Yeah, I was just wondering if Karate and them had been.
Yeah, no updates yet. The only thing that we've heard is from this post and the monthly report that they're still pushing hard toward release.
Okay. Up next, we have this is the Spectrum thread for the Roundup. There were no additional developer posts, so we're just going to skip that for now. And then we have, this is related to the roadmap. So now can we admit that the PT or the progress tracker is dead? That's the question in the title, so that said it all. Jake Acapella responded, we're not retiring with progress tracker, as I mentioned in a few comments. Due to the reintegration of our 4042 feature team, our team structure is changing significantly. You've already heard about a few of these updates in our video content, and we want to make sure the progress tracker is accurate to what's been worked on and by whom. We could extend the work from quarter 4 to into 2024, but that wouldn't be representative of the work our developers are doing. So yeah. In terms of specific teams not being updated, this is a part of the process as well. Once Squadron hit feature complete status, we transitioned many other teams last summer to Strike Team, who are now focused on polishing the game. There are also quite a few of these teams on there that have been depreciated entirely, but we wanted to keep them on the roadmap for your reference. On top of all that, our long-term scheduling is undergoing significant changes. They even saw a few changes this morning. So to revert the roadmap improving reliability, they're waiting until they get the green light from the production staff so that they can publish their plan into the progress tracker. I know it's been a bit of a wait, but they're actually working on the progress tracker update, and they'll have more, and they'll have it to us as soon as possible. Yeah. Any thoughts about that?
So,
Yep, this is why the progress tracker has been updated, basically. That's going to be an update, but hopefully soon TM.
honestly, very briefly, I would say that I don't. While the progress tracker definitely gives us an idea of what's coming or what is currently being worked on, I'm not entirely bothered by having to.
I
wait
am
or
not
even-
either, but some people
Yeah.
are.
Especially since we're getting all these stuff for 323 server meshing,
I mean, we
replication
get
layer.
ISC and
Come on,
SCL,
guys.
and I'm fine. But I guess
so many things
some people
happening right
want to
now.
know everything and need to know everything. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, that is the update with the progress tracker. Up next we have, 322 PT feedback for Arena Commander, ANZIARacing, DJ Bunch and the CIG. If you have, they wanted us to know that if you have any pledge for any of the X1 variant, you can use it in a Arena Commander. Arena Commander respect the same grace period and previous experiences with newly released vehicles. You're going to have effective requirement available to rent and the next major pack, 323. So yes, you can rent the X1 and 323. Up next, we have, some more Arena Commander Grab Lab feedback from DJ Bunton CIG. All players have access to a communal hover quad to use on grab raids. The communal vehicles are non-customizable, another example of the Nova Tank and Tank Royale. As soon as you acquired in online Arena Commander matches, you can rent any vehicles via the front end. Rent the vehicles last the entire pack and are customizable. So that was just an update. Excuse me. I have not used Arena Commander recently. Has anyone been in there recently?
A lot, especially for the Gravlev. They do have, I think currently for the events, at least up until earlier this week, it was Gravlev and Tank Royale. So I definitely want to go back and try some Tank Royale. But in case anyone hasn't tried the Gravlev, I would highly recommend it. Some tracks can be pretty unfavorable, like the Snake Pit. I still get a bit annoyed by if you go too fast, especially with the inclines, you just go straight up. You have to slow down sometimes and just point down and pitch down to kind of get over it. Hey, it's Nick, who's part of Soul Citizens. He's really, 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 really good at it. I'm still yet to beat him. I think I beat him once because he crashed a few times, but he's excellent at Gravlev. So if you see him in the game, definitely give him some competition. But yeah, overall, I think Arena Commander is going pretty great. I know that a lot of people are continuing to test and give feedback on master modes as well, whatever. And I tried, okay, but no, I'm not gonna say that. And but yeah, so I think it's going good so far, and I'm looking forward to them releasing. I think it was Lev Royale as one of the next few ones, in addition to engineering mode, as part of the experimental modes for Arena Commander for 323. So we have a healthy amount to look forward to for Arena Commander for 323 also.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Up next we have, we covered it, working no go. So skipping that. The future of bit logging. I'm going to be lazy. Kalrati, you have this link up?
Yeah, sure thing, man. I got you.
Can you read that for me, please?
Let me get it. So the future of bed logging.
Oh, goodness.
All right, so I'm just going to read the main post first.
Yes.
So as of writing this, bed logging is currently allowed for one person on a ship 20 to 30 kilometers away from any landmarks or OM markers, and without interference in any sort of way, such as players near ship at all, whether fighting or idle. With replication layer...
You can stop at the main post. I'm going to
cool.
The dev post.
All right. Sweet. So Chad McKinney replied by saying, I've had a lot of folks ping me asking to follow up on the main question here, which is fair since I rolled into the topic to clarify a tangential question. We are looking at what we have now and the vision of 1.0, that is Star Citizen 1.0, when it's released, for this feature and many others. The way bed logging works in the game isn't going to fit that vision, but really, More fundamentally, bed logging itself doesn't entirely fit that vision. I don't want to clarify or overly speak, to specifics now, but what we want ultimately is to be more ambitious and fundamentally revisit what logging in, persistence, spawning, and everything around it is. In this new world, we're going to have a drastically different game that has server meshing, persistent hubs and hangars, player-created bases, multiple solar systems, and more. That said, because of all that, because of all of that, it won't be something you'll see change in 3.23. On the road to Star Citizen 1.0, this is one of the many things in the game we are looking at to make sure it is hitting the mark for what the game needs and the vision that Chris Roberts has. Interesting.
Now, in addition to that, I just want to say they mentioned Star Citizen 1.0. That's not something coming soon. Don't worry about it. That's just something that they're using internally and and introducing it to the community. But it's not, don't expect anything soon. That's all I'm saying. But go ahead.
Yeah,
Future
sure.
bed logging.
Right. So the other comment that Chad McKinney had was internally we have should I continue with the other comments or?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So internally we are very focused on Star Citizen 1.0 as our primary goal, and everything we are doing and planning is specific to hitting the vision we have for Star Citizen 1.0. I don't want to go into the specific releases or dates or a particular feature list, but much of what we've already talked about publicly are critical parts of that 1.0 vision, so server meshing, like you mentioned. And
Okay.
of course, I think the other ones you just talked about, how bed logging has nothing to do with cargo. So that was essentially...
I skipped those,
yeah.
But yeah, the feature of bed logging. I mean, Chris Roberts mentioned the vision, and what Griffin always like to say, the game we have now is not the game that is going to be in the future, or the game that's going to be during release at 1.0 per se.
Yeah,
So
keep a very open mind so that whatever it becomes later on, you're still open to liking it.
Do not get too attached to the game as it is now, basically.
Like the fight model.
Right. All right. We have one more thread before the IRC, I believe. Elevators effectively another vehicle, and this kind of tickled me. But it's a good thought. Something some people may be curious. CIG Chad McKinney responded, "They're similar in many ways, such as having a physics grid, but different in many ways other than fundamental ways." What? Anyway, such as lacking direct input for control of destructibility, for example. This is one advantage of an entity of component system, so that you can write code and logic as modular chunks and pose them to achieve more complicated behavior. And people are just saying, I love the responses, LTI elevators, and, when will in match mode nerf them? So, yeah, I thought that was cute.
Who here is nervous, however, when persistent hangars come and we have to deal with elevators pushing our ships up?
I'll be taking the stairs. If the stairs
so
available, I'm taking the stairs.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. Test them first, Kalrati.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I'll do that.
I mean, hopefully when they get them into our hand, like on a live test server, that's what it's called, the live server. Hopefully when they get it into our hand, they'll have fewer, or like maybe a few edge cases, but hopefully they'll mostly work. That's my hope. But hey.
Mm-hmm.
But in the past, we had elevators in the hangar, and they mostly work. I didn't have any issues with it that I can remember. Yeah, and we had hangars, and we had access to the hangar module for years. So
that is true.
Other than ship not spawning correctly, elevators were not a word for me.
Yeah.
All right then. So up to ISC. This is called Inside Star Citizen First Person Assertion. We're gonna watch this. I did see a midpoint, but I decided just to go straight through because it's basically one topic. It's just 17 minutes. And then we have a few threads after that we can to talk about after our opinion. So yeah, this is ISG. Check it out.
At first glance, Star Citizen is a game about spaceships. But when you look under the surface, we're really building a universe of the first person, with trading and lading, exploration, and devastation. And over the next few weeks, we'll be exploring such character-related features as the new personal persistent hangars, new visor, lens, inventory, and shopping apps. The character customizer, which is so good I'm just gonna already tell you we're covering that next week, and much more. But before we leave our combat era of ISC, this week we're sitting down with members of Team Nuck. We really gotta get these new teams new names. To discuss all the FPS combat-related changes coming in Alpha 323. Let's find out more.
Go on then. Get the power shot. It's a bit awkward sitting down.
Oh, wow, dude, you're so cool.
I know. My mom thinks I'm wicked, mate.
This game is 930 years in the future. Why does reloading matter?
Reloading, I think, matters because from a player perspective, it makes you think ahead of the combat that you're about to go into.
Because it's part of a classic FPS experience. I think it adds to the tactical element of gameplay, thinking on the fly, and it's also quite satisfying to reload weapons. I find it satisfying anyway.
You give a little bit of thought that the situation you're going to put yourself into, it feels a bit more immersive.
We obviously have a bit more of a complex system with our magazines. So we obviously have magazines on the suit, and we also have magazines in your backpack.
You need to make sure that these magazines are as full as possible. So we are making you think ahead about the combat situation that you're going to go into.
So for Alpha 323, reloading is kind of two parts. First, you've got your backpack reloading, and then you've got your ammo repooling.
So backpack reloading solves a problem where, for example, you find yourself in a situation in a combat and you need to reload, but you don't have any spare mags on your suit, but you have in your backpack.
What you can do now is pull additional magazines from your backpack at the cost of an increased reload time.
It was just filling up a lot of your inventory, so we basically decided with backpack reloading that we wanted to kind of condense that gameplay and just do it more on the fly.
It is a reload, but it takes a little bit longer. It's going to play a very simple animation. So the combat flow isn't broken, but you still need to think ahead because this long reload duration can be painful in the combat if you're not careful.
Because we really want to incentivize players to think about when they're going into combat, what they need to think about, how much magazines they want to keep on them and how much they want in their backpack.
The last thing you really want to do is pull out, open a UI and pull out magazines from here and move them across there. This allows you to keep in the combat, in the action, without having to go through inventory menus.
You will be able to see how many magazines on your suit and how full they are, and a backpack icon if you have magazines on your backpack. And if you see no magazines icon but a backpack icon, then you'll understand that the next reload you're going to do is going to be a backpack reload. So it keeps you in the flow, but it forces you to wait a little bit. The punishment of not preparing yourself is still there, but it's lighter, it's more forgiving.
So with repooling, the idea being that if you've got lots of, let's say, we take a 30 mag ballistic magazine, let's say you've got 15, 15, 15, you've got 3 half-empty magazines. The idea being is you just hit a key binding, the animation will play like a rummage, and basically those magazines will condense down into full magazines and then automatically discard the empty ones.
As a result of this process, you will save your precious suit item ports, and then you will have your ammo condensed into your fuller magazines, so you're ready to unleash their full potential onto your enemies.
So with our new UI display HUD, we've basically got a number of the bullets in your magazine, and then we've also got a number of your combined bullets on your total player.
And duration of this operation is going to depend on how much ammo you're shifting around and the type of ammo that you're shifting around. So repelling pistol magazines is going to take a different amount of time than repelling rockets, for example.
That means that we're spending less time in the inventory screen and more time actually in gameplay.
This all will be in 3.23, but after that, we will be looking into throwables and consumables. So you will be able to repull your grenades and your med pens. And there are still a couple of unclear points about some weapons. For example, multi-tool and its salvage canisters. We're still exploring what options we have over there.
So recoil is part of the identity of the weapon, and it will also allow players to express their skill in a certain way. We have different kinds of recoil, very subtle recoils and very wild recoils, and depending on that you can paint an image of either this is a very harsh, very aggressive assault rifle or a very gentle pistol, maybe even with a silencer on top of it. When I've been watching CitizenCon and we showed the new recoils, one of the biggest feedbacks was, those are laser weapons. They don't have recoil.
Oh God, if I see one more forum post about like why do laser guns not, well, why don't laser guns have recoil? It drives me up the wall.
Laser weapons in the first place, like we have them, are really unrealistic for themselves, right? There are no big laser projectiles that come out of weapons. So giving them recoil is very sensible for a game. I think getting rid of recoil in that sense is just boring gameplay.
It's fun. It needs to be in there. You know, you need a challenge when shooting people, you need a challenge when tracking people.
I think you need recoil in order to balance the game and make it fun for everybody.
You'll see in 3.22 we put the new procedural recoil in, and it looks mint, I think, personally. The weapons now use our entirely new procedural system. And the nice thing about the procedural system is it means that we can basically have shot-to-shot differences be massive. So you'll see when you fire the P4 now, it can basically be an entirely different bit of your screen than it was in the previous shot. Whereas before we had a very linear motion. Imagine before the recoil would essentially go like this on your camera. But now it can be, you know, kind of doing this all around the place. Far more aggressive, and the overall feeling of it is like, oh my God, this is actually a gun. So some of this is in 3.22 and some more is coming in 3.23. So for example, the sniper rifles, these are going to have, the majority of sniper rifles will have the new procedural recoil, and the majority of the pistols will have the new procedural recoil. So you'll see some of the pistols, their personality will have changed a little bit, but their functionality will still be the same. And you'll see the snipers basically feeling a lot more powerful and angry, as you've seen with the other weapons that have had their passes.
And with the new recoil system, this just feels like a real weapon, and it feels like this thing just has impact, right?
You know, you want your weapon to feel angry. If the weapon is just stable and still on the screen, you'd be like, oh, this feels pants. So we have not only just scopes, we have a whole new suite of iron sights for the majority of our weapons. So what this has done is we've essentially got stuff that has raised the camera upwards and given a better target acquisition window. This is obviously with a lot of sci-fi guns. They're very chunky, they're very kind of fat, which is just how a lot of sci-fi things are. So naturally, we've managed to improve upon this by saying, hey, you've still got that fat chunkiness, but we've raised the camera up and we've managed to make the sightline cleaner for your, for example, your Kana rifle. On the scope side of things, we've basically overhauled how they work. So previously, if you were looking at anything that is, you know, an 8 times or above, it would basically have a black border around the actual scope bit itself. But now that is gone.
The graphics guys did an amazing job at implementing the shaders for these. So the scopes just look way more realistic than they used to be. Nice reflections and a parallax effect. This is something different.
Just a gorgeous view. I can't wait for you guys to see them. It's probably the most exciting thing for me personally in 3.23.
If you look through the scope, you actually see the scope inside. And depending on if it's a holographic scope a telescopic scope or a TV screen scope, the shader will look different as well. And then we took it and brought it to basically every scope, adjusted the shader so that it looks nice on that particular scope, and added a few other functionalities to scopes as well. For example, we will have multiple zoom levels on scopes. Currently, we just have 8 times zoom, but in the future, for 323, we will be able to have 8 times and 16 times zoom, or 2 times and 4 times zoom.
And because our new recoil is a lot more aggressive and dynamic, it means that the reticle is moving as you'd expect on screen relative to where the actual barrel is. So not only does it help with the new procedural recoil, it also helps with the believability of the optics as well.
So I think the whole scope experience or ADS experience with scopes is just gonna get better from here on. Dynamic crosshair is also coming in Alpha 323.
Dynamic crosshair is in the name, it's a crosshair. But the good thing about our crosshair is it's a little more futuristic, a little bit more sci-fi.
So in 323, when you equip a combat visor, you'll have a dynamic crosshair on your screen. This follows the barrel of the gun, which is really cool because if you're reloading and you pull the gun up like that, the crosshair will actually go off screen like that. So it fits into the aesthetic of Star Citizen because it's grounded in the context of where the barrel actually is, which is really cool because if you've got a pistol which shoots a bit more up like this, it actually follows it as you would expect. Previously, you were always kind of point shooting, and it causes a problem in not knowing how big your crosshair actually is for your weapon. So we had to make the spread on the weapons a bit smaller than usual because if you're going to point shoot, you have the issue of like, where is my bullet actually going to go? This allows us to say, hey, this is actually kind of what your cone of spread is, and we can increase the spread values of weapons themselves, which leads to better gameplay and people actually focusing on ADSing down sights, even in like 10-meter engagement ranges.
And it also just gives that player a little bit of extra information. So when you're hiding behind a wall or you're close to proximity with an object, the crosshair is actually going to let you know if you're going to hit the object or if you're going to shoot past it.
I heard people saying this is unrealistic. I'm fairly certain we can do this with our technology today. So 900 years in the future shouldn't be a problem to have at least military tech to have this crosshair component to them.
It's a crosshair that not only fits the aesthetic of Star Citizen, but cleanly fits into what you'd expect for Star Citizen as well.
We are able to deactivate it, so if you don't like it, there's a menu option for you. You can also disable the new hit markers independently of the crosshair. So if you just prefer to keep the hit markers, you can keep them. If you prefer to keep the crosshair and not the hit markers, you can do that as well.
So you can fully utilize it to make it your own, what you want from the game. So you can have it completely off or on. And then we have things like obviously updated hit markers, and we also have a final hit red X as well to let you know that you've confirmed that kill.
It's a completely optional feature, but I think you're gonna like it.
So I think the reason why I'm so excited and the team is so excited about why these new changes to FPS are going to be so dynamic and completely change the game is I just think it makes our game so much more modern. It makes it so much more lively and really expressive. Now weapon manufacturers are going to have much more of a unique brand to them. And the same with with our new amazing scopes. You know, if you compare the scopes that we have now to what we have coming in 323, it is going to be completely, I think, game-changing.
We're obviously going to do things in the future, like when we get wear and tear in, apply wear and tear to when you shoot those things, because we still want that to be a believable experience. Bullet blocking is an issue. It will literally be gone from like grenades and magazines and everything like that, so even backpacks. So people previously would have to shoot people in the legs if they wanted to consistently land shots, which is a problem because realistically, that's not a good feeling of like, I'm behind you, I have to shoot you in the legs, so I can focus on shooting you in the chest now.
We really like the fact that the crosshair is basically kind of starting the whole archetypes for armors. So as we move down into the PU, we want our armor sets to become more specific to their needs.
If you look at our game, half of this is basically FPS combat, and these improvements will bring the FPS combat to AAA standard and make it feel like more polished experience. It's not something that you can put into words, but something that you will appreciate while playing our game. And I hope all of these changes make your time in the verse more fun.
I think this just is so much more about gameplay. It's less about getting bogged down in menus. It's more about on the action. And it also integrates so amazingly with our HUD.
A fluid experience, which is what we're aiming for, which is what we, really want to deliver. I'll see you in a bit. Oh, I have to get the microphone. Yeah.
So, what did we learn this week? We probably can't do this in a helmet. We learned that procedural recoil system reaches all FPS weapons in Alpha 323. That the dynamic crosshair will enable some occasional hipfire goodness. That new scopes means better ways to refund your enemies' lives. And that reloading changes means more of the pew-pew and less of the few. Sometimes I hate me too. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the process of game development with you, and we'll see you all here next week. For the character customizer. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, never change, Jared. Never change.
I was trying to figure out what that reference was in the end.
Have you figured it out?
Okay, Pulp Fiction. Okay,
There you go.
cool.
There you go. Yeah, Pulp Fiction, that's it. Okay, so I'm almost scared. Not since a developer said that the Odyssey was a character killer have I seen the Spectrum forums so much in uproar. So what do people here think first?
Well, I think this is my personal. I think the recoil issue that I don't know exactly what people are saying. I don't go on the forums and stuff like that, but to me it makes sense. Okay, and this is my logic. It makes sense because if you have an energy weapon and it doesn't have recoil on it, right? It is an advantage. So all that's going to happen is they have two groups of weapons, impact and energy. If the energy weapons don't have recoil, the advantage, then nobody's going to use the ballistics because it's going to be at a disadvantage. So then you have a set of guns that's not going to be used in the game. So to me, it makes sense to even them out so people will use both types or whatever they figure out, whatever I like. That part just makes sense to me. The next thing that as far as recoil, I'm wondering if they are ever going to implement recoil in fighter ships, because normally when you get in a fighter ship, you do have that vibration from the gun. So I'm just wondering if they're going to eventually move to that. The other thing I thought about was at the shooting range. I would I don't know, I would hope they would keep scores so you can keep track of how good you're getting, things like that. Instead of just, it's a good idea if you go there and you're just practicing shooting, but I would like it to be maybe almost like an arcade mode where you have moving objects, things like that, and you get to, keep your score and keep track of it, so to see how well you're improving.
Like a hollow deck or something.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Ooh, that would even be another further thing to bring it in there. Like
it's not on the using feature. Why not?
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
That'd be cool though.
Actually, no, we can use the Arena Commander. Because the Arena Commander is an in-game thing. It's an in-game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
what are you saying? He's talking about
I'm talking about
NPCs.
Yeah. Maybe if it was NPCs, you could go there and you could kind of like, you know, when the police academy kind of thing, when they go and run inside the buildings and they shoot at objects.
Training.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
maybe that's a better explanation of
That
what I'm
would be
trying
cool.
to say. Yeah.
Because Call of Duty has it. I think Battlefield, if I recall, I can't remember exactly. I think they did, yeah.
Yeah.
Death Stranding has it. A good few FPS games have it.
Yeah.
Griff said, "Don't mention arcade backers." And yes,
Oh.
oh my goodness.
Okay. So I guess I'll touch base on two things. One thing is the scopes. They'll probably fix it hopefully in the future, but you know they do show you zoom in using the scope, but it's not just the scope. You're like the viewer you're zooming into. You're seeing everything in the background, so it's like the scope is kind of not even there. And then I mean it's there, but like everything, the entire picture you see. Usually you think you like your peripheral vision, everything would be normal vision. And the only thing that would be zoomed in would be the scope. So if you look at it, everything's zoomed in. You just have a scope kind of put over it. So that's kind of what's going on right now. And the second is I'll jump on the stuttering with the shooting a weapon. I think some people are saying why is if I shoot a laser beam and I pull a trigger, like right now there's they're putting lasers on ships. The ship isn't gonna like jolt back when they hit the laser beam like some Star Blazers cannon or something like that. It's just gonna go and then the light goes or whatever. Similar to what everyone's seen in the Star Trek. You pull the trigger, light goes off, whether it be a single blast or a full beam. I think that's the issue that people are wondering here is like, why is like what type of technology are we using? I mean, my thing is we're still using bullets 900 years in the future, but besides that, because we're having a quote unquote a fun game, that's what people are talking about. And maybe I always thought like when they were fighting the Borg, why don't they just pull a shotgun out and shoot the stupid thing? Because if the laser doesn't get to the shield, try a shotgun. So maybe there is a benefit to having a ballistic round coming at somebody. But I think people have issues with that, and I think they're valid because sometimes it doesn't make sense. It had not just besides it has to because it has to like vibrate in your shoulder, which is kind of a pain in the butt. I do see we have an ad break in 15 seconds, so I'm not sure if we want to hold off.
Oh no, the ad break is currently going on. It ends in 15 seconds.
Oh, it ends in 15 seconds, so no one hears.
Yeah. No, most subscribers heard you. YouTube heard you.
Wow.
Okay, you got to start over.
No.
Welcome back, everybody. So I was just saying that.
Welcome back.
Really quick, I was just saying that some people want the Star Trek phaser thing where there's no back blast or whatever, no shaking, and some people want the designers they like, hey, everybody should just have the same problem. So that's the question, and people have their own opinion.
Yeah. Oh, and one. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, FC.
No, you go first. Then I'll introduce Flair.
Oh, okay. And, one other thing I do like about this, and I like to call myself a reload drama queen, and this is what I mean. Okay, me personally, when I'm shooting and let's say it has 30 clips in it. I reload at half a clip.
Oh, really?
I am not going in a battle with a half a clip and then get to the tick tick tick. Oh shoot! And I get killed. I reload. I am a reload drama. I will reload in a second. So I do like that they showed you, and it will. And another thing is that you don't end up with a bunch of half a clips.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? If
yeah,
go ahead.
I guess 900 years in freezer, they have backpack that can reshuffle your ammo for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You don't end up with a bunch of 15 in this one and 15 in that one
and 5 in the other.
Right, exactly. I like that.
Yeah. So very good, fast, right? I'm sorry.
So yeah, and introduce Flero. Flero, how you doing?
Flero.
Hey guys, I'm pretty good. How are you?
How are you?
Doing all right. You have thoughts about this ISC?
I am just happy that these changes are coming, and like especially with the new UI with FPS is just absolutely incredible. you have no idea how many times I would hold jump down alone and telling my buddies he's over there or he's over here. Now we got that compass so we can actually say where they are. But like my biggest takeaway is the current meta for FPS weapons is the P6LR combined with like any SMG. It could be Custodian, C54, or even an LMG, which is the FS9. But the P6 up close is just a 2-shot or a 1-shot depending on the armor you're wearing. But it looks like in the video, like they fixed that where like the recoil is really punishing, and you won't be like land your shots like accurately most of the time. Because right now the P6 has no recoil. You can literally just shoot and like it won't do anything.
So true.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. You want to go first? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say like when I saw this, I was, I kind of liken it to this though, right? Sorry. Like I watched this video and I try to be very brief on it when they described the making of Jurassic Park, and this is about the sound design part of it. Does anybody know what a Tyrannosaurus Rex would sound like?
I heard it described.
No. It would sound like a chicken.
You don't want me to do it on air?
Like the
I'm just give me your words.
Like the realistic sounding of a T-Rex, or like a movie?
A realistic sound of a T-Rex.
Does it make like a vibrating sound compared to like an actual roar?
It's like a low rumble gurgle.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, we did this last week. Remember last week? It was it's very pig-like.
Oh my god! Do that again?
Somebody clip that. Somebody clip that.
Oh god. So
wait a minute, I need to hear it again.
Oh,
please, man. You're just gonna track that for your next big hit.
So
go ahead.
My point is the guy was saying, that if you make the movie realistic, right, then it's not going to be a movie, because realistically, what they did was they morphed a baby elephant, and it made a certain sound, and they morphed that baby elephant into the T-Rex along with other sounds, from different various animals and stuff like that. So what I'm saying is, though, if everything was like, accurate, then where's the element of fun? Where's the element of entertainment to it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, this is the same thing with volumetric. Yeah.
It's
really there for cinematic. And you could think about it when you watch a movie and you see people at night walking in the jungle, and guess what you would see in real life?
Nothing.
There you go. So yeah.
I want to add on another quick 2 points from the video, because to me this is like the biggest improvement ever, and that's like the backpack reload and the black screen around the sniper when you zoom in, because I hated that. If somebody was on my left and I'm zooming in, because I typically I look to my left and right, you know what I mean? Like I'm not talking about when I'm zoomed in. I literally mean with my eyes, just left or right, and then look straight if I'm zooming in. So with that black screen going away from the snipers, if there is somebody on my left, even though I'm zooming in, for example, at a facility, I can see. So it would help.
I agree. So you are part of the Reload Drama Queen Society.
Well, I just find it annoying because I've had many experiences where if you are low on ammo, you have to go to your inventory and you have to drag them, and the server, with the current server status as well, by the time it takes for it to actually go in, and then you have to wait even longer. Even ammo repooling, pooling all your mags, they just stack up 1 bullet, 3 bullets, and you have to drop them right now. But it looks like with the new update you'll be able to pool them, and just they will all condense into 1 mag, which is a thing that should have been released a long time ago.
Right.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I think 3.23 with the new UI and the FPS changes is a real big game changer. In additionally to even the hit markers of they're much more visible of where you're getting hit compared to the current ones that we have right now, the red lines that are bent.
Yeah.
much better, much more cleaner. You can see it. So like if I was getting shot, I can see, okay, it came from my right. I'm like, okay, I know where that is.
Exactly. Yeah. Love those.
So, Kalrati, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah. So one thing I also want to add is how solid, like to kind of build on what Flair was saying, how solid the UI looks in terms of the colors. It's not too blended in anymore, especially when it comes to like a firefight. You can look and entirely directly see, okay, this is what's happening, etc., etc. Something that was a little more subtle as well was the notification messages at the very top. They have a dark background. I love that. It's not too blended in right now. So, when these things pop up, if it's important, you can actually see it. But, just going back to the whole experience with regards to the scopes and the recoil, since the recoils are, seem a lot more meaty and more aggressive, I'm hoping that this also allows us to help differentiate not between just the weapons also, but the attachments such as the compensator and the stabilizers and anything that can actually contribute to making the recoil experience different and also making the weapon experience different when using them. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it works.
I forgot about those Kalrati.
Yeah.
So from the beginning of the episode of ISC, I just wanted to say, can we skip this week's ISC and just get to next week's character customizer? I was thinking that through the whole thing. I know people love FPS and whatnot, but I'm a face sim, more of an FPS sim for me. The backpack loading is more forgiving. I wouldn't comment on that one. I agree that that's awesome. It feels like pants. I love that line. I haven't heard that in a while, but it's good to hear it. That's a Briticism, I believe. But yeah, I'm not going to try to translate it, but yeah. Before we move on, there's a couple of Spectrum threads. I'll just pause this because, like I said, not since. It's been a while since I've seen an IC comes out, and then CID developers try to explain this stuff. So why do laser guns need recoil? And Jack Pierce responded with a frowning face. Skipping ahead to the next thing. So this is from Leo Duran or something like that. He said, "Not gonna lie, I had the same thought. Actually think it's unintuitive and also uninspired. Laser weapons should have their own niche and set of pros and cons, and I imagine they would be very precise but have a slow rate of fire because they need little cooling, and therefore it should be fast-firing laser gun if it needs to double down on those weaknesses, and so on and so forth." But Jack Pierce responded, "That's how they work already. Klaus and Warner weapons are all bursts with low fire rate and no damage fall off, with the exception of the LMG because it's an LMG. So they are hearing the community. People are this is not the first time that they said, why do laser guns have recoil? Not the first time they have heard it. Not with the last time they heard it. But some people have thoughts about that. What were you gonna say?
I'm gonna say this. Listen, if we're gonna be that much of an uproar about lasers in a game, then let's go back and let's basically abolish Star Wars. Let's write George Lucas and tell him, look, take out all laser guns in that whole series.
That's true.
From
when they fired laser guns in Star Wars, they had recoil in there, didn't they?
Exactly. So guess what? Let's all write George Lucas and do that. Come on.
I think from like a gameplay standpoint, this is my personal take. I could be wrong. It's more of like a balance thing when you go up against non-laser weapons, because like when you take a look at like the F79, it has recoil, but that's an LMG. But then take the Demeco, which is a LMG but a laser LMG. You know what I mean? Like, and the Demeco shreds. So I think it's just like a fairness of, what you can go up against. That's just my take, though.
Yeah. I definitely agree. But at the same time, you want to finish the game. You know, I mean, I totally support having iterations upon iterations, and I definitely agree with the creativity. But if they were to go with adding more link mechanisms to all of this, it takes longer to balance. So that's why I do hear what the community is saying as well. But we want to finish the game, and we want to I mean, it doesn't mean that they can't add it later on, but if they can get to a point where they can iron down on the proper balancing for what we have now, it can be a lot more creative after, So I think this is a good approach.
I'm really curious. Sangopa, I have to give you a shout out. Maybe an incredible recoil on laser weapons is why the stormtroopers couldn't hit anything. I think you're speaking truth there. That's good.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw, but in CitizenCon they showed off the new weapon by Volt, which is like the laser cannon, and that thing also had recoil too. Like with how heavy
I thought it was lightning or electricity. Volt,
yeah, but it was like a beam though that would shoot.
Yeah.
But it's still like it had recoil. Like you can see the character like moving up of how powerful the beam was.
Right.
Yeah. But
go ahead, Pops.
I mean, no, I'm just saying again what Flair was saying. Because then you just wind up shooting a bunch of beams, and,
people. Don't cross the screens.
Yeah, there you go. We just wind up with Ghostbusters.
Yeah, what about Ghostbusters? When they
had recoil too.
They had recoil. Come on. We're going back to all the movies that we've ever seen back then that ever shown laser weapons or particle weapons.
Maybe it could be a generational thing. Maybe Kalrati, you're okay with recoil on laser weapons.
Yeah, I actually have no comms about.
Okay, so I don't know. I don't know.
I think Ghostbusters is more like it's like a fire hose, like it's coming out. I mean, you could say
energy, blast of energy.
But I have a question for Admiral. Can you make a sound for us for fire?
Like an updated version of a Ghostbuster pack.
Yeah.
Like maybe the new one that's coming out. The new one, it might sound like.
Okay.
That would be it. Maybe that.
I got it.
I love you guys. I just want to say I love you guys. Anyway, so this is the typo in the thread. I mean,
that's what Space Dogs sound like too.
Like I said, ICS, but ICS March 7, scope below revealing player. That's basically the topic. But Jack Pierce, CIG. Responded. Scope glint is on Sniper Scope. It's a positive for gameplay. It is designed to give some counterplay to snipers. As you'll see, if you're played jump down, players can easily hide 200 meters and kill people. The cost of death is very high in Star Citizen, so having something as powerful as a sniper rifle needs to have some drawback. It only appears when you are actually aiming down the sight. So you'll be able to choose when you want to reveal yourself. With warning medical gameplay, you'll be more present in PU, injuries reduce max HP, hit point, health point, which also allows for a lot of snipers to body shot 1 health, 1 HK? I'm not sure what that is. But yeah, 1 HK. If a person had been in a sustained fight, the overall needs to be effective counterplay towards snipers that aren't post-shot related, as by then it is already too late. Now looking forward to the future, such things as smoke grenades will allow players to counteract enemy snipers. And there's one more tab, but I just want to say, Zach Pierce again, hey, binoculars have come up a lot in this spread, and it's a solid idea. But yeah, so binoculars may become a thing, and we had in Star Wars.
The glint makes no sense because this is the guy who John B talks about it, and it should be. He's right because it should be if you're looking at this, if the sun's coming up and it hits you like that, then maybe you have to figure out where the sun's coming and with light is refracting from your optics. It shouldn't be like you have a automatic little light that goes on your scope, that doesn't make any.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I'm 50-50 with this, right? Because I mean, I know what Zach Priest is talking about when like the 200 jump town thing. Like I definitely have sniped people in jump town. And I, when I snipe them, I also reposition so I don't get like revealed. I think like I don't know, like my on my left hand, I want to say like glaring. Yeah, sure. Like you have that one opportunity to see the sniper and then counter him. But at the same time, as you as playing as a sniper, you you have to make the shots pretty quick, or they're gonna see that glare. But like, what if they're moving to the right really fast, or what if they're moving to the left? You know what I mean? You need to position yourself so well that like you calculate their movement and like you have to understand where you're gonna shoot. But by the time you calculate that, that glare is gonna give away your position.
All right, so yeah, like I don't think this is gonna be the last of it. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more responses and more threads in the future, but we'll follow them up as they come along. But yeah, that is Inside Star Citizen. Sorry, title again real quick. First person assertion. So yeah. So great chat. I'm glad you kept it civil. Appreciate that.
Oh, we'll see what happens when we start testing. We'll see how civil it becomes.
All right. So then up next we have our Machinima, and this is the MVP or the staff pick from this week in Star Citizen. Crux Cup 2954. So let's watch it. There's 2.5 minutes. And we're back. So yes, that is Crux Cup 2954 from ANZIARacing. ANZIARacing. So yeah, that was posted about a month ago, but it became a staff pick. So congratulations to them. Give them an upvote on the community hub if you get a chance. So yeah, what do people think?
First, the thing that came to my mind is I know who the artist is for the song.
Yeah, I like the song. I like the music.
I met them. Yeah, their name's Matsy.
So yeah, any thoughts?
It's a cool video. I definitely think to pull like these shots off is really complex. Like it takes a lot of time. And I think they did a really good job of doing it.
Yeah, I liked it too. I really like the song. It's really upbeat and catchy. Um, I'm interested in Reclaimer Racing and 890 Racing. Maybe one day to have a Benny Regiment Racing. Anyone want to race me and my Benny Regiment could come on over.
It just made me think when I saw the Reclaimers going through the buildings with they like the people inside watching and they're crashing in front of their windows and yeah, it just made me wonder about that.
I mean, if anyone crashed a Reclaimer, you at least you have a salvage to
salvage it, yeah.
to salvage it, yeah.
And I thought it was really cool seeing Sigalian's thing in there. I enjoyed the music. Yeah, and it's a like Piero said, it's a lot of work getting all of these shots and things like that together. So people spend a lot of time, making these videos and things. I'm not a racer, but I hope. When is this event supposed to happen? Or has it already happened?
No, they're still in the middle of it. Let me see if I can find the info on
Okay.
We can start Citizen.
And the 890 jump, maybe Griff will pull his out and go racing in it.
Crux. Oh no, they don't have information. But I mean, we can look it up later.
Yeah, I was just wondering. Maybe the snobs will join in the 890 jump race.
Thank you for that. Anyone else?
I think it's pretty cool. It's nice that they actually have these ships segmented out for their their categories. Because a lot of the races, even like friends going off for the weekend or whatnot, they're racing their whatever ship they might have access to. So they might be say racing. We'll use ground vehicles. So say like an X1. I think it's an X1 hover bike compared to a Nox. And yeah, they're both race bikes, but they have different characteristics. They don't flight the same, so right off the bat, someone has an upper hand. So really, it's nice to see these ships being flown like the way they're designed to be flown in their respective categories. And so because that way you have the Razor racing ship going against other Razor racing ships, so everybody's on the same par. And they all have the same flight characteristics, and then it becomes who can handle their ship better and who can handle the corners better with that variant.
I'm impressed that no one crashed. I'm pretty sure they had a lot of crashes, but I mean, there are some people who are morbid and watch NASCAR races only for the crashes. I know,
crashes.
They're morbid, but there are people who do that. So, but in video game, that's fine.
Do you know, fastcart, what it sounds like when NASCAR cars crash?
What does it sound like?
Okay. What does it sound like?
Let's get
all right.
A joke band for Admiral, please, also now.
Oh God.
Okay.
No, I get it.
Hey, this is what happens when you joke ban me. Other people will pick up the slack, okay?
Oh boy.
Thank you for that, Admiral. Appreciate it.
Oh God. Well, no, I appreciate the video. The video was very, very well done. Everything, Only thing I will say is just that sound came in hot. It was. Whew, I had to turn it down a little bit, but no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had to turn it down. I was like, "Holy crap!"
Well, I think it was okay in on the stream, but hopefully it wasn't too loud. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because I can hear the volume difference, like when like you click on the song link from the actual video, and you go to the original maker's song.
Okay.
Like, you can hear the volume difference.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I'm trying to. Go ahead.
I'm very curious on how the Crux Cup experience is going to be when they have access to the custom lobbies that's coming in for 323. So that's gonna definitely give them some extra juice to make Crux Cup flourish.
Yeah, Kalrati got the dog pound back there.
Ooh, let the dogs out!
Hearing that.
Oh, I should be doing the other pig thing.
Oh, no.
Maybe that activated him. Mm.
Quite possibly.
Oh, so yeah, that is Crux Cup 2954 ANZIARacing. Make sure to give him an upvote. And I think that's it for this show. I want to thank Adam Krishnagi, Dig.32 for stopping by, Fitchface, Flo, Kalrati for being a co-host again, and Pop Space. Appreciate y'all coming by, and thank you everybody in chat. Coming up next, we have.
Did you remember Flair?
Yeah, he mentioned me.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, just checking.
Yeah.
Don't backseat produce Cloud. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Admiral, can you make that sound one more time?
I was going to make him do it just before we
host
it.
Anything from like a 2,900 dog, cow, rabbit.
Yeah, rabbit.
A rabbit. So in 20, so the game is like 900 years in the future, right? So things will evolve, and with that comes voice. So rabbits in the future will be like, wee, bouncing around. They're like kind of bouncing around, like, wee. Yeah,
I'm going to put in a petition to have the Boreal Stalker sound like that. No, the Whip Crab sound like that. One of them. That's a PSA real quick. Daylight saving time is coming this Sunday, so keep a lookout for that. That's in America or in North America. I'm not sure how it is in Europe. I'm pretty sure they don't have the same date. But yes, daylight saving time is coming, so adjust your clock and make sure that everything is adjusted. But for Saturday, Top Throat Voices return. Griffin is back. We talk about Star Citizen during the week. He covers Spectrum, covers Reddit, and something from the industry in general, or sometimes he goes off on his own idea and have a great show and great discussion. But it's more one-on-one rather than group like that. And that is part of Podsat, our podcast Saturday, starting with Soul Voices at 3 p.m. Eastern. After pub, Captain Table at 6 p.m. Eastern, and Relay Station with Relay SC at 9 p.m. Eastern. So check those out. And then on Sunday, we have an announcement. I should have done this at the beginning of the show, but I forgot. We're changing our time. So instead of Sunday 8 p.m. Eastern, it'll be Sunday 7 p.m. Eastern, even with the time change. So instead of midnight UTC, it'll be 11 p.m. UTC on Sunday. So I expect some people are going to be coming in at a regular time, but don't feel too bad because it'll be on YouTube. But Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, we're talking about what a wonderful world, how you envision the Star Citizen universe, and we'll be joined by none other than the Octopub. So check that out. It should be fun. And, I'm pretty sure Octopub is going to try to get revenge on me for destroying his show.
He's out for you.
So yeah. Oh yeah, I went on Afterpub last Saturday. So check that out here.
Yeah.
About as Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern instead of 8. 7 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UTC. If you want to become a Soul Bro, Soul Sister, Soulmate, Soul Citizen membership has the privileges. Hit the join button below on YouTube. Soul Citizen with the SQUADRON on the end, on social media everywhere. You want to support it, you can support us on Patreon. You can buy merchandise. The links are down below. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and follow depending on what platform you are, and hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. And we are going to raid the Astro. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, okay, never mind. We're going to raid Fish and Java. I didn't know Griffin was still here. My bad. So yeah, Fish and Java. So make sure you send them our love. And can I give us the sound one more time before I sign this out?
I don't think they want to hear it, but there you go.
There you go. Peace, love, and soul, everybody.
See you, people.